Hey, my friend, welcome back to the Daily English Boost podcast. It's Tom here, and I'm really happy you're listening today. Let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered why you can understand English movies, songs, or YouTube videos so well, but when it's time to speak, your mouth just freezes? You know what they're saying? You understand every word, but you can't say anything back. You just smile and say, yes, yes, even though your brain is full of words. If that sounds like you, you're not alone. Millions of English learners around the world feel the same way. But today, I want to tell you something important. This problem is not permanent. It's not your fault. And yes, you can fix it. In today's episode, I'm going to share stories from real learners just like you, from Brazil, Spain, Bangladesh, Japan, and Iran. They all had the same problem. They could understand English, but couldn't speak it. And then they found small, simple things that changed everything. So sit back, relax, or maybe walk around as you listen. Let's get started. Let's begin with Diego from Brazil. Diego told me that he loved English songs and football interviews. He understood everything, every word the players said. But when his Canadian friend came to visit, he couldn't talk. He froze. He only smiled and said, yes, yes, even though he wanted to say more. After his friend left, Diego felt embarrassed, but he decided to change. He picked up his phone and started recording himself. He spoke about his day for 1 minute. Then he listened to his recording. He said, wow, my pronunciation sounds strange. So he listened to native speakers, repeated their words, and made new recordings every week. Soon, it became his English diary. After 3 months, when he met his Canadian friend again, something amazing happened. He could speak freely. He could talk about everything. His secret was simple: record and repeat. Diego said, don't be afraid to hear your voice. When you listen to yourself, you learn faster. So, my friend, you can try this right now. Pick up your phone, talk for 1 minute about your day, and then listen back. How does it sound? What words feel difficult? That's where you grow. Recording yourself is powerful. Next, let's go to Spain, where Maria had a similar story. She said she was always a good student. She understood her teachers, songs, and movies. But when she tried to speak, nothing came out. Her hands shook, her face turned red, and her mind went blank. Then she discovered a method called shadowing. Listen and repeat at the same time. So every morning, Maria played short clips from a podcast, just 5 or 10 seconds long. She repeated the lines again and again. At first, she made mistakes. She sounded strange. But after 1 week, her mouth moved faster. After 2 weeks, she didn't translate anymore. The words came like music. And one day, a tourist asked her for directions in English, and she answered easily. She almost cried with happiness. Now she practices shadowing every day, even for 10 minutes. She says it connects her ears, brain, and mouth. Her advice is beautiful. Don't wait for perfect grammar. Just listen and repeat. Soon, English will start to flow. Then, we meet Arif from Bangladesh. He could understand everything he heard in English songs, movies, interviews, but he couldn't speak. His tongue felt heavy. His mind froze. One day, he watched an interview with a football player and thought, I want to sound like that. So he created something called his imitation diary. Every night, he picked a short video, listened to it 2 or 3 times, and then recorded himself copying it exactly, the sound, the rhythm. the emotion. He didn't read any script. He just imitated. After 1 month, he joined an online English club. People said, "Your accent sounds smooth." He still made mistakes, but he spoke naturally. Arif said, "Don't only listen, imitate. Don't wait for a partner. Be your own teacher." I love that line. Be your own teacher. Next, we traveled to Japan to meet Kenji. He said he could understand everything in movies with subtitles, but when it came to speaking, his brain became slow. He thought in Japanese, then tried to translate into English, and by the time he was ready, the conversation had moved on. His teacher told him, "Stop translating. Think in English." At first, he thought it was impossible, but he started small. Every morning, he described what he was doing. "I'm brushing my teeth. I'm making coffee. I'm going to work." On the train, he looked around and described things quietly. "The boy is playing a game. The woman is reading." After some weeks, English began to live inside his head. He didn't need to translate anymore. The words came naturally. Now he speaks confidently with foreign friends online. His message: think in English, even for 2 minutes a day. Describe your world. Soon you'll feel English. Not just study it. And finally, we go to Iran to meet Sarah. She loved English since she was a teenager. She understood her teacher and movies, but when she tried to speak, the words stayed in her head. One night, she stood in front of the mirror and started talking to herself in English. She called it her mirror talk method. At first, she said small things like, "Hi, how are you today? I feel tired but happy." She looked at her face, her mouth, and imagined talking to a friend. Every day she added more sentences. "Today I went shopping. I bought apples and tea." After 2 weeks, she noticed something magical. She stopped thinking in Persian. The sentences came faster and easier. She even smiled while speaking. Now she says, "Don't wait for someone to talk to you. The mirror is your best partner." Isn't that beautiful? So, my friend, what do all these learners have in common? They didn't wait for perfect grammar or the right partner. They didn't wait to live in an English-speaking country. They started small with themselves, their phone, their mind, or their mirror. They turned listening into speaking. And that's exactly what you can do too. Now, let's talk about why you understand but can't speak and how to fix it. First, when you listen to English, your brain is working passively. It's like sitting in the passenger seat of a car. You're moving, but you're not driving. You recognize the words, you understand the meaning, but you're not controlling the car. Speaking, on the other hand, is active. You have to drive to control grammar, pronunciation, and rhythm all at once. So if you understand well but can't speak, it means your ears are trained but your mouth is not. You've had lots of input but not enough output. That's the simple truth. You can understand English because you've heard a lot of it, but you can't speak yet because you haven't used it enough. The second reason is fear. Many learners are afraid to make mistakes. Maybe you think, what if I sound stupid? What if people laugh at me? But here's the truth. Even native speakers make mistakes all the time. Fluency isn't built through perfection. It's built through connection. So don't wait for perfect grammar. Wait for understanding. If the other person understands you, you've already succeeded. When you make mistakes, that's not failure. That's progress in disguise. Every mistake is a sign you're using English for real. The third reason, translation. Many learners think in their native language first, then translate into English. But English and your language don't follow the same patterns. While you're translating, the conversation keeps moving. To fix this, start thinking directly in English, just like Kenji. Describe your morning. I'm waking up. I'm brushing my teeth. Describe your surroundings. The sky is blue. The bus is late. You can do this quietly anywhere. The more you think in English, the faster your brain connects words and ideas. Here's another truth. You might not speak enough. You spend hours listening and reading, but only minutes talking. But you can't learn to swim by watching videos. You have to get in the water. Speaking is the same. Even 5 minutes a day of talking out loud is more powerful than 2 hours of silent study. Talk to yourself. Read aloud. Record your voice. Every minute you speak builds your fluency muscle. And let's not forget repetition. Understanding a word once isn't enough. You need to use it many times before it becomes natural. Repetition is the bridge between understanding and fluency. When you learn a new phrase, say it out loud 3 or 4 times. Make a short sentence with it. Use it today. Don't just know the word, own it. Now, let's practice together, shall we? I want you to speak with me. Don't just listen. Talk out loud. Ready? Let's start with a few simple sentences. Repeat after me. I can understand English. Pause. But I want to speak English easily. Pause. I'm not afraid to make mistakes. Pause. Every time I speak, I grow. Pause. Very good. Now, let's try some real practice. I'll ask a question, and I want you to answer honestly, out loud, wherever you are. Don't worry about grammar, just speak. Okay, here's the first one. What did you do this morning? Pause. Try to answer in full sentences. Great. Now another one. What will you do after this podcast? Pause. Good. You're practicing output, not just input. Let's make it a little more fun. I'll describe a situation, and you respond in English. Ready? Imagine you meet a tourist in your city who asks, "Where is the nearest coffee shop?" What do you say? Pause. Maybe you said, "Go straight and turn left." Perfect. See? You just used English in a real-life way. That's how you train your speaking muscle. Now, another exercise, the mirror method. Find a mirror and talk to yourself. Look at your face, your mouth, your expressions. Say, "Hi, how are you today?" "I feel good." Then talk about your day, your plans, your feelings. Don't worry if you make mistakes. No one's watching. You're safe. And remember Diego's method, record and repeat. When you record yourself, you become your own coach. You'll hear what's clear and what's not. You'll notice improvement every week. You can also try Maria's shadowing practice. Pick a short clip, maybe from this podcast. Play 5 seconds, pause, and repeat exactly. Try to match the rhythm, the melody, the emotion. It's like singing along with English. At first, it's difficult, but soon, your mouth starts to move naturally, and your brain connects sound and meaning faster. And if you want a small daily habit, use Kenji's trick think in English for 2 minutes a day. Describe what you see, what you do, what you feel. Maybe you say, "I'm walking to work. The air is cool. I feel happy." That's thinking in English. It's simple, but it builds fluency from the inside. Now, let's talk about the final reason some people understand, but can't speak. Their listening brain and speaking brain don't work together yet. When someone talks to you, your listening brain understands quickly. but your speaking brain needs more time to find words. That delay is normal. It's like two teams learning to cooperate. Every time you speak, that connection grows stronger. So keep practicing both together, listening and speaking. Shadowing, imitation, conversation, they all help the two teams become one strong team. And here's something important. Speaking English isn't about talent. It's about habit. Nobody is born fluent. Fluency is built step by step, through small daily actions, listening, repeating, thinking, speaking, and not giving up. Even if you only talk to yourself, you're building the muscles of fluency. So, my friend, if you understand English but can't speak yet, remember there's nothing wrong with you. You don't need to be smarter or more talented, you just need practice, time, and courage. Your brain already knows the language. Now it's time to let your mouth join the team. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for the right partner. Start speaking today to yourself, to your phone, to your mirror, to your friends. Because the only way to learn speaking is to speak. The more you speak, the easier it becomes. The more you listen and repeat, the faster you grow. You are not behind. You are becoming fluent one sentence at a time. Every yes, every hello, every small conversation, it's progress. So please, don't stop now. Keep going. You're doing great. Thank you so much for listening to the Daily English Boost podcast. I'm Tom, and I'm proud of you. You're not just learning English, you're building confidence, one word at a time. Remember this: keep listening, keep speaking, keep growing. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to the Daily English Boost podcast so we can keep learning together. See you next time, my friend.